One of my favorite times of the year has come again. Since 2016, I participated every year in Inktober. For those of you who don't know, Inktober is a drawing challenge during the month of October. The goal is to make an illustration based on a prompt for every day of the month. This year I decided to follow the Peachtober prompt list. The way I did Inktober changed a lot during the 8 years I've participated. From drawing random things, to making my own prompt lists with my sister, to following the official one, I just got more invested in the challenge with every year. For example, my rules for last year were to make a finished illustration with background based on the official Inktober prompt. This illustration had to include me and an animal companion, which was not allowed to repeat on another drawing. As this is quite a time-consuming way of doing Inktober, I wanted to make the requirements easier for me this year. All I have to do is making a drawing based on the daily prompt. As Inktober started on Tuesday, I've already done 3 of the drawings. The first prompt was Daisy. Originally, I had another idea. Sometimes in movies I see when parents are measuring their children and making those lines on the door frames. And I thought it would be a really cute idea to make the same just with plants, just to see like, oh, how much did my plant grew since the last time I measured it. But I thought it would have been a lot of work to do with the whole background and everything. And like I said, I wanted to make Inktober a bit easier for me this year. So I just decided on making a little ballet. How do you pronounce that word? A little skirt out of a daisy. So this is what happened for today. And except for that really weird foot down here, I like it. It's cute. On the second day, the prompt was sparkle, and I immediately knew I wanted to do something with stars. So first I just wanted to let me just float through a bunch of stars. But I thought like with adding this shooting star, it would have been a bit more creative and dynamic. And I just love the background colors and everything, but I think this piece might just be a bit too saturated. But maybe it's just me picking out the mistakes of my drawings again. So it's also just really cute. And the last one, and for now my favorite, is paw. I'm not good at drawing dogs, but look at this cute little puppy. I'm so in love with it. It's so cute. And also, that was my phone. And also those little paw prints in the face. I just think it's really cute. With this drawing, like, I didn't really have that many creative ideas. I just immediately thought of dogs, and then yeah, just this one happened, and I love it. It's cute. Now, just to show you a bit of the process I go through. First off, I just do some tiny little sketches just to figure out the concept. Like, here's the concept of me just holding a puppy, like the finished piece you saw. Then this one would have just been like me standing in front of a huge paw print, leading to the mystery like, oh, what made this paw print? But this would have been really, really difficult with the perspective, so I just let that be. Just a puppy playing in some ink. And this one would have been me looking at a bunch of paw prints leading somewhere. It's like, yeah, first I do just some little sketches and decide on one, which was this one. Which then leads to the first sketch, which is just always really, really rough. And it's just like, yeah, for figuring out the concept that I want to do. And sometimes this sketch is enough. Other times, like with this one, where it's just really rough, I decided to do another sketch layer that is more cleaned up, that I can then use to do the line art on top of it. Then I often do the line work. In one color, I then color in the line work later when I've decided on the colors, the base colors. Shading and highlights, and this time, like with the paw prints, I included a separate layer. when all that is done, then I color in the line art, and at the end just add some simple background. This is the process I followed through with all of my Inktober drawings, and I think I will keep this simple layer structure for the rest of the month. Like, it's not the most detailed shading and everything, but it looks great and it's simple, and like, yeah, the goal is just to make drawings, not to make a lot of masterpieces like my goal was in 2022. Like, I don't have the time for this. So let's open a new document and start the drawing for today. Okay. I always like to have this red brownish color as a sketch color, it's just preference. Okay, now let's do some quick little sketches. The prompt for today is sky, and I thought a little bit about what I'm going to do with it, and I don't really have an idea. Like, the easiest thing would be doing me somewhat floating through the air. Like, the first thing that comes to mind is like with a bird, with a hot air balloon, with clouds, with balloons. The thing is, like you see with my phone case, like, I've done about everything of this at least once. Like, the hot air balloon, I knew that was, I think, Inktober 2022. With clouds, I do that all the time, so I'm not really sure what to do. So let's just sketch out some ideas, and maybe in the process I will get a good idea. Like, why not do a cloud? Clouds are cute. The thing is, like, I see the illustration like exactly this. I've drawn that before and I see it in front of me, so guess we're not doing this. Well, maybe another thing we could do is maybe trying to have a landscape with some water, and just, this one is kneeling, by the way. You don't see it, but it is. Just here having a really big reflection of the beautiful sky all in here, which might look even better with a boat. Let's have this little cute boat. Just like, yeah, trying to touch the really beautiful sky. Like, this would then be a whole sunset type of drawing. What else could you do with sky? Let's go on Pinterest. Okay, like, yeah, a lot of clouds. Like, one thing I maybe also have thought of is, again, having clouds, then just little me like jumping from one cloud to the other. Sometimes for me the easiest prompts are the hardest. Like, with sky you can do anything. I like just from the idea and the picture I get in my head, I just like this one with the boat in the water the most. Yeah, maybe I have a bit to tweak it, and if it's not exactly what the prompt means, well, then I just want to have a beautiful little artwork, so we go with this one. This. So now I have to sketch out that whole thing. is where we left off. Right now it's the second half of the first week. And here is day 4, prompt sky. I think it looks pretty cool with all the colors. The water, in my opinion, could look a bit more realistic because like I'm not the biggest fan of all the streaks, and I think you don't really see the boat that well with the contrast, but just the colors are really beautiful, so I like this one. Then we have for day 5, the prompt was Fawn, I don't know how to pronounce this little guy here, this little Bambi. I didn't really had much of an idea with this prompt, especially that I work in this format. There wasn't really much that I could fit in there. So I just drew little me sitting there with a baby fawn, and yeah, just a little simple drawing. Then we have day 6 with the topic sketch. I have to say this one is the one I'm least happy with because we had a family day and it was quite busy and everything, so I didn't really have the time to do my Inktober prompt or my Inktober drawing. So yeah, I just did a little drawing that I have. That's the reason also why it's not sketched and just with the base colors. So yeah, it's the one I put the least effort in, so it's the one I like the least. So yeah, what have I expected actually from it? So the fun thing about this drawing is that I just did a little sketch on my tablet just to figure out the concept that I wanted to do. And my sister just made a little doodle on my sketch, just for fun. So then I just resized and just used her little doodle here in my drawing. So that's my sister's little potato person thingy. And the rest is what I drew. So like, I think that's a really funny little detail for me. And the rest, yeah, it's just... This is one of the illustrations that I call just done, so it's done. It's one of these, and I think there will be some in the next days to come, but yeah, that's Inktober. And now to the newest one. This is day 7, but, and it's just like, first I didn't know what this word means, so I had to translate it. And then as soon as I knew what I have to draw, I just immediately thought I want to do a flower house. A bit inspired to the ones in Barbie Fairytopia. I guess, like, yeah, there she also lived inside a plant, and just, I wanted to draw a little flower house. Don't know what will happen when the flower starts blooming, but guess she has to move. I think this one has an interesting composition, like with the circle and the little clouds, and in the middle this bright big flower. I think the door's a bit off. It's a bit it's not really straight, and also compared with the window it's tiny. But that's a detail and no one will notice, and I don't know why, but I just love this leather. I don't know why, I just like it. And the little me sitting in there. So yeah, that's all I did for week 1. Now tomorrow the second week will start. I forgot already what the theme is for tomorrow. So yeah, I think for the first week started pretty strong. I have a lot of drawings that I like, that I think turned out great, but it's always have been like this in the first week of Inktober. Like, I liked most of the drawings, and the longer the challenge goes, the less time and motivation I have to do all the drawings. So we will see what the second week has to offer. So yeah, thank you for joining in on Inktober with me. If you want to see what happens in the next 3 weeks of Inktober, consider subscribing so you don't miss out. And you can also follow me on Instagram just to see all my drawings the day I draw them, hopefully. That's the only thing I struggle more with than drawing these things is posting them. So sometimes they just come 2 or 3 days later. It's just, I'm bad at posting. So thank you for joining in, and I will see you next week with the second batch of drawings.